Hey there, NFL fans. Welcome back to the channel where we break down all the action, all the hits, and all the drama from the NFL with a little bit of flair and a lot of humor. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share the video with your friends, because today we're diving into some of the biggest winners, losers, and most outrageous plays of Week 13. Spoiler alert, there's a lot of drama, a lot of head-scratching moments, and some truly epic hits that might just leave you saying, "Did that just happen?" Buckle up, it's time for another edition of NFL Winners and Losers. Azeez Al-Shaair's tackle on Trevor Lawrence, a suspended reality show? Alright, let's kick things off with a play that could have you questioning whether the NFL is secretly filming a new season of Dirty Hits Gone Wild. Azeez Al-Shaair of the Texans had one of those, "what was he thinking?" moments that'll live in infamy. In a game that was already turning into a bit of a brawl, because why not? Al-Shaair delivered one of the dirtiest hits of the season. You know that sliding quarterback you're supposed to avoid at all costs? Yeah, he didn't get the memo. Al-Shaair went straight for Trevor Lawrence's head with his forearm. A hit that left the Jaguars QB in the classic fencing position, you know. The one that screams concussion. Now, before we go full on villain mode on Al-Shaair, let's take a moment to remember this isn't his first brush with bad behavior. Earlier this season, he decided it was a good idea to punch Bears running back Richardson Johnson on the sideline. That got him a fine of $11.817. Seriously? That's less than some fines for excessive celebrations, looking at you. Tyreek Hill. The NFL gave him a pass then. But this hit on Lawrence is a whole different level of dirty. And here's where the drama thickens. Not only did Al-Shaair take Lawrence down with a headshot, but after getting ejected, he decided to add some fuel to the fire by taking off his helmet and yelling at the Jaguars sideline like he was auditioning for a role in the next Fast and Furious movie. But you know, with less car chases and more broken bones. So, what should the NFL do? Well, if the league is serious about protecting players, especially quarterbacks, this needs to be a statement suspension. We're talking season ending. You heard me, season ending. Remember Myles Garrett and his helmet swing incident? That suspension was long and served as a warning to anyone thinking about going rogue on the field. Azeez, you're on notice. Winners. Bryce Young and the Panthers, a tale of progress amidst the chaos. While we're still reeling from Al-Shaair's questionable decisions, let's talk about some positivity. Enter Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers. Now, we all know the Panthers season is a bit of a dumpster fire. But can we take a second to acknowledge the future? Bryce Young had one of those performances that had Panthers fans whispering, "Maybe we're onto something here?" Even though the Panthers lost to the Buccaneers in overtime, thanks to a fumble by Chuba Hubbard, Young showed real growth. He threw a beautiful 25-yard touchdown pass to Adam Thielen to put Carolina ahead. And then, in the overtime madness, he hit Thielen again for a clutch third and -5 completion. It's a tough loss, sure, but Young's poised play might just mean the Panthers have their QB of the future. At least, let's hope that's true for their sake. Because otherwise, it's back to the QB roulette wheel. The Vikings are quietly doing Viking things, 10-2 and counting. Now, let's talk about the Minnesota Vikings. You know, the team everyone forgot about because the Detroit Lions were busy dominating the NFC North. But hold your horses, folks. The Vikings are quietly racking up wins. And they just grabbed a huge comeback victory over the Arizona Cardinals. Trailing 19-6, Sam Darnold showed up, yes, that's Sam Darnold, and led the Vikings to a 23-22 win with a clutch touchdown pass to Aaron Jones. The Vikings are now 10-2 and just one game behind the Lions in the NFC North. Keep your eye on this team, they're making a late push. Jayden Daniels, Offensive Rookie of the Year? Back on track. If you've been living under a rock, you might have missed Jayden Daniels' comeback performance on Sunday. After a rough patch in the middle of the season, Daniels delivered a solid game against the Tennessee Titans. The Commanders dominated 42-19. And Daniels threw for 206 yards, 3 touchdowns, and even rushed for 1. Plus, his Commanders finally got back on track for a playoff push. Now that's how you make a statement. Anthony Richardson's clutch moment. The Colts keep dreaming. Speaking of making statements, Anthony Richardson and the Indianapolis Colts were involved in one of the most dramatic finishes of the week. Trailing 24-17 to the Patriots, Richardson led his team on a 19-play drive for the win. With 12 seconds left, he hit Alec Pierce for a touchdown on 4th down, then powered in a 2-point conversion for the lead. The Colts won 25-24, and Richardson's clutch performance should silence any doubters about his development. Who said quarterbacks can't learn from their mistakes? Seahawks, the NFC West's quiet contender. Finally, let's give some love to the Seattle Seahawks. They were looking a little shaky against the New York Jets, but they found their groove and rallied for a 26-21 victory. Leonard Williams had the play of the game with a 92-yard pick-6. Yes, you heard that right, a 300-pounder running for a pick-6. With the win, Seattle stays in first place in the NFC West, and their chances of winning the division are looking better than ever. Losers: a Detroit Lions stumble, Derek Carr's missed opportunities, and more. On the flip side, let's take a moment to talk about some of the losers of Week 13. Starting with the Detroit Lions. Yes, they're still 11-1, but the Vikings are creeping up, and the Philadelphia Eagles are a real threat in the NFC. Detroit has to keep winning or risk falling behind in the playoff race. Then there's Derek Carr and the New Orleans Saints. Carr didn't play terribly, but he also didn't make any plays when it mattered. A fumble late in the game sealed a 21-14 loss to the Rams. The Saints are in dire need of a quarterback change, or maybe a full-on rebuild. And of course, we have Kirk Cousins, who showed that when he's bad, he's really bad. The Falcons lost to the Chargers 17-13. And Cousins threw 4 interceptions, including a pick-6. That's a recipe for disaster. Folks, at this point, the Falcons have to be considering a different future at quarterback. Cincinnati Bengals, defensive meltdown. Lastly, the Cincinnati Bengals are 4-8 after a gut-wrenching 44-38 loss to the Denver Broncos. Even though they got a lucky pick-6, the Bengals' defense couldn't hold it together, and the Broncos marched all over them. Bengals defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo might want to start updating his resume, because it's hard to explain how such a talented team is this bad on defense. Closing. And there you have it. Folks, the winners, the losers, and the hits that'll have us talking all season long. What do you think? Should Azeez Al-Shaair get a season-long suspension? Or should the NFL just throw him in a penalty box for the rest of the year? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel, and share this video with all your NFL-loving friends. The more the merrier, right? See you next time for more NFL action, where the hits are hard, the drama is thick, and the stakes? Well, they're always high. Peace out, and take care, folks.